Alright, y'all. This is the Rhythm and Flow podcast hosted by Made by Power and my co-host here, DJ Inferno. What's good, y'all?
What's going on, everyone? We are back for another episode of the Rhythm and Flow podcast, man. And today we have a very special guest in the building, man. Make some noise for our guy Dior Worthy, man.
Yeah, y'all better be making hella noise.
Yes,
Shout out to my boys, man. I appreciate y'all. Say shots for everybody.
Let's get it, man. We appreciate you for coming, man. You know, making the drive, coming through, chopping it up with us, man. We're really excited to get into this episode. So kind of how we started, man. Just obviously introduce yourself. You know, some of the people may know who you are, some may not.
Yeah.
And let's hear a little bit about like where you come from, bro, your roots, and you know your story.
Facts. I mean, so I like to always do this like a conversation. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like it's a special moment. It's almost like therapeutic when you talk to other people who care about shit. So first and foremost, man, I'm D Worthy. You can call me Worthy Warhol. You can call me Dior Worthy. It doesn't matter, but just make sure you put the D before the Worthy in some capacity. And honestly, I'm proud to say that, you know, I used to live in Cleveland, Ohio, then grew up in Vancouver, Washington. But, you know, the past couple years is for the Rose City, baby. I'm from Portland. I'm putting on Portland, and I'm working with Portland. So it feels good, and I'm just glad to be here. I don't know what else you asked, but those are the most important things to me. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, man.
Facts.
Let's get into it. Let's dive into it. How did you get from Cleveland to Portland? What was that transition like?
Man, it's crazy because, like, I see everything like the butterfly effect. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
If y'all ever seen that movie with Ashton Kutcher, it's like when somebody asks you a question and it's like everything processes through your eyes. You know what I'm saying? Let me get rid of this camera real quick.
Every little thing change.
Everything.
Every little thing, every small thing.
Yeah, I just had like, you know, like when I say like these stories, it's basically answering the question, but in the way that I see it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So work with me. When I see that butterfly effect feeling, it's like I was always hyper aware since I was little, right? So when I was in Cleveland, you know, 5 years old, it's like the only thing you could picture this kid on the playground knowing is that like all these crazy experiences in his life are happening. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, this is the 90s, you know, so I'm hyper aware of Michael Jordan. And then my mom finds a way, even though we in the hood, to get like the newest PlayStation. So I'm playing NBA Live and creating a player. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like getting this vision. I'm like, I want him this tall, and I want him this fast, all this shit, right? And then my mom would take us to like Disney World or Disneyland every year, but then we come home and some wild shit had happened, and I'll be like, mad young, 5 years old, like what the fuck was that? But not knowing how to articulate it. But you know, you guys all had that feeling when you're little, when you're like, this is hella tight, and then it's like, something wrong. You know what I'm saying? You got all the toys, but something wrong.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Or like you go on all the vacations, but something's wrong. Like I still don't feel the same way that I know my boy Billy across the street feel. And why? So basically what that led to is like my mom and our family just having family troubles where it's like my mom got into a place to be so strong to be like, hey, instead of raise you guys with the bare minimum, I'm going to go to rehab. And I'm going to put you on foster care. You know what I'm saying? Which is like a super bold decision for my mom to make, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
But at that time, it's like, that's the only way, you know, her telling me now is like, that's the only way I seen I could save y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
So then, boom, 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 butterfly effect to me, right? All I know is that I'm going from like Disney World, Disneyland, you know what I'm saying, New Jordans, to like, boom, I'm in fucking foster care. You know what I'm saying? So that's the butterfly effect where really my whole life changes. And I'm in Cleveland just like, what the fuck?
What age is this at?
So this is probably like age 5.
Okay.
And that's why I'm saying I'm hyper aware.
Wow.
I realized that like when you are playing with those cars on the playground slide, and you both playing with those cars, right? You start both looking at each other. And you don't get that same happiness that the other kid does when he's just like, psh, psh. And you're just kind of like doing the same thing, but you're not there. That's the first time you realize who you really are. It's like when you lose your innocence as a child. And that's when I lost my innocence and became an artist. Because how can you articulate that at such an early age and you don't know how to use your words, right?
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So that's the first time I realized I was different.
Okay. That's crazy. That's some real shit, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then long story short, that's that situation of being in foster care and just like realizing like, yo, I feel like shit. I'm 5 years old and want to commit suicide. You know what I'm saying? That's something that people don't talk about. It's like being 5 years old, 4 years old, 6 years old. You know what I'm saying? Like I went through so many different levels of abuse and like happiness it's literally like you are artificially creating ADHD in a child's life. You know what I'm saying? Like on me in the hood in Cleveland, 5 years old, and it's like abuse, praise, positivity, negativity, love, hate. You know what I'm saying? And it's like all in one. So taking all those experiences in, like that's the first time I ever started writing. It's the first time I ever started really listening to music and understand, like, you know, I felt different when people heard, like, it's a hard knock life for us. It's a hard knock life for us. Like, I was really Annie, dog. You feel me? So it's like, when I'm hearing that shit, it's like, everybody else is rocking, like, oh, you know, I'm literally in the prime time of hip-hop in the 90s, 2000s in Cleveland. And I can't tell you, from little kids to old people, when that song dropped, it's a hard knock, like, everybody rocking. Yeah. But, like, there's a few of us, like, that's why I drink this Douce. Shout out to Jay. It's like, I'm Annie, dog. You're singing my soundtrack. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, oh, that's what I'm going to be. I'm going to be a fucking rapper, and I'm going to get the fuck out of foster care, and I'm going to put my family on. I'm going to make sure that my mom know you made the realest decision ever by putting your, you know, going to rehab and putting us in there. And that's honestly, like, the first time I ever started. Like, when I went to that foster home, I went to a couple foster homes that wasn't good, but when I went to the one foster home, shout out to the Bloodworth family, any of y'all out there still, I appreciate you. They put me in a position to teach me about religion, teach me about faith, and also teach me how to write and believe in myself. And they saw something in me where they were like, you have a voice. Even at that time, my mom would always have real conversations with me. She never hid it from me. She was like, everything I went through with drugs and shit, she's like, if you end up relapsing, something happens to you, you don't do shit right, that's on you, dog. It's not on me. You know why? Because your mom went and stood up for it. You know, because you know how people hit the pity stories like, well, my mom was getting high and my dad was getting high. You know, there's always somebody who gets drunk at the party, and then before you know it, they like blamed everybody. You're like, fuck, you gotta go home. You know what I'm saying? My mom's like, you won't be that suck ass motherfucker doing that. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be the person who said, whatever I chose to do was because of me. It wasn't because of my family tree. You know what I'm saying? So, long story short, my mom was in rehab. The story I was trying to tell you, my mom was in rehab, and I used to pray on the radio every day because they taught me how to pray. They said, you have a voice. So I'll be 5 years old at a church, like a black, perfect church, catfish in the kitchen, people passing out, all of that, right? Like 300 people in the church, and I'm just a little brave-ass little boy. There's video proof. Brave-ass little boy, 5 years old, with people, you know, all the way up to 70, 80, just speaking to them. But it wasn't even, I can still to this day know it wasn't me. It just, I was a vessel. And long story short, after that, my mom heard me in rehab on the radio praying. Because after I would pray for you or you, they'd say, pray for my grandma, she's sick, pray for this person. I just say whatever my little heart desires, you know what I'm saying? And then at the end, I always pray for my mom, because that was my biggest goal. That's the only reason I did it, because they said, if you do these things, you will get your mom back, right? And I'm like, that's all I want. That's all I want is my little brother, my little sister, my big sister, and my mom. You know what I'm saying? Like, imagine going to sleeping from your Chicago Bulls blanket every day and playing PlayStation 1. You know what I'm saying? And then you wake up and you're just in a stranger's crib. You know what I'm saying? They don't like you. Like, they already have kids and they're looking at you like, who the fuck is this? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So after that situation, bro, I prayed every time on the radio for my mom last. She got sober and she said, yo, I have to change our life. So we're moving to Vancouver, Washington. And long story short, I'm in school, and they're like, we going to Washington. And I'm like, yeah, DC. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking like, oh, it's lit. Like, I'm with the Wizards. I'm like, you know, I'm just thinking NBA Live and Madden and shit. And they're like, nah. But long story short, my aunt is the first engineer at Bonneville Power Dam in Portland, Oregon. So she called my mom. She said, yo, now that you're sober and everything, bring the kids to Vancouver, start a new life. And my mom literally went from making like 0K to like 75K in like a couple years. Wow. And bossed us up, you know what I'm saying? And put me in that school, and that's where we start the story for real. So that's how I got to Vancouver and Portland.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, okay. Like that.
That's crazy, bro. I mean, that's a hell of a story. I mean, from 5 years old, a couple of years, travel across the country. I mean, it's brand new beginnings, you know?
Facts, bro. That's why I had to take, like I told you guys off air, it's like, your guys' podcast to me is so important in the city and the scene. When I think about X doing his No Jumper, and I think about Ski Mask, and I think about all these like young legends we have when they do their interviews, it's like I told y'all, I'm doing this interview with y'all because it's like I know where I'm going, I know where y'all going, And that's why I took y'all a long way from my story. I want this to be the starting point of artist discovery for D Worthy. Like go watch Rhythm and Flow because he tells the whole story. So that's why it gets long winded. So you know my intentions.
Absolutely.
Without a doubt, bro.
Yeah, cheers to that, brother.
Cheers.
Y'all doing great. Keep
Cheers,
killing that shit.
Hey, so I'm just a little curious. So, you know, you're going through that tough time in your life. You said that's when you kind of knew you wanted to be a rapper. But were you already like rapping and like writing lyrics at 5 years old, or what age did that come? Like the actual like artistry of like, okay, I'm a rapper.
Nah, facts. That's a good question. You know, writing. You know, you obviously got to go to school for that. But what happened is around that same time, is I was so impacted by because let's say we moved to Vancouver, right, and then I come over here, it's completely different than what I have
and that's
in the
age,
hood.
What age is that?
That's about 6 and 5. Like maybe it was like I was in foster care for maybe a year and a half, 2 years. Like my mom got us back.
Okay.
And then so it's like we jumped over here, and then what happened is my family still lived there, so I would go back for the summers. So obviously it's a way different world out here in Vancouver and Portland. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
In Cleveland, I'm like closer to the East Coast. I'm like in the epicenter of everything. But I was so hyper aware because of like some super dope ass cousins I had of like pen and pixel Master P covers. Like that's why you see my flyers now. They had it like the diamonds and all the Master P shit. It's like that was the sickest shit I've ever seen. Like you know what I'm saying? Like I was just like this that thing right there. You know what I'm saying? Like Master P. You know it's a bad time to say it, but at that time it was P Diddy, like Mace, all those people. You know, Notorious B.I.G. Like. I would just pick up their CDs and be like, yo, this is sick. And then I shortly wanted to just be so much like my cousin that I would just like listen to what because he had more money. He would cut grass and buy CDs and buy fucking Jordans, and he was like not a drug dealer, but he made the same money. And I was like, he had a pager, and I'm like, this motherfucker is literally, shout out to Jason, I still think you're the sickest human. That's why I dress the way I dress, and I get fly like I do is because of him. But long story short, he had money to buy the CDs, like the Soulja Slim, the Master P, all that. I didn't, but my grandma would always be down to buy these Maxwell tapes. And the Maxwell tapes, you know, for old head motherfuckers like me, I'm only 32, but I look young, don't play with me. I take the tape and I'll put it in a tape player. You press the record and the play, and it will record. If you know, because like if the radio was on, you press those two buttons and it'll record the radio. That's how people used to have mixtapes and shit like that.
Yeah.
You know, or you're like, yo, this for my baby tonight. You know, I really want that pussy. And then you press the button and then the shit will record and all that. I found out because I was fucking up and was young as shit and didn't know how to do it. I pressed the button and the song wouldn't play. And I would be talking to my little sister. And so I went to go play the tape. One time, I don't know how old I am. Let's just say 6 or 7. And I was like, you know, I'm talking to my sister in the background. I was like, oh, fuck, I could record my voice, bro, and it was over. So after that, I would like, fuck Master P, fuck that. I'm about to make my own shit. And I just literally press the 2 buttons, and I'd be in that bitch. You know what I'm saying? I thought the Little Soldiers, like, look up the Little Soldiers and Master P album, because they was like, before Little Romeo, they was the shit. So I thought I was them. So I'm like, I'm a little soldier, pull up in the video photo, you know, whatever, just talking shit. And I could hear it, and I tell my sister, I'm like, yo, we got an album. Because I used to be so big on imaginary friends because I didn't have nobody in foster care. You know what I'm saying? That's how I knew I was a creative, like, looking back. I'm like,
right.
My uncle used to tell me some stories. He'd be like, bro, I would come home high as fuck. He's like, I come home high as fuck, and I walk in the driveway, and he's like, you got all of the scores up on the driveway. And he'd be like, what the fuck is you doing? And I was like, this is what he said about me. I'd be like, man, I just whooped Jordan's ass. I had 45. And he's like, bro, I am too hot for this, like, 6-year-old telling me he's playing Michael Jordan in my backyard, and I'm just thinking about it, and it's like, I still remember that shit of, like, I would make my own toys out of paper and just, like, shoes. Like, I love shoes so much, and my grandma could never buy me all the Jordans. So what I would do, I just draw them hoes and just had a paper, and they'd be, like, equivalent to the same as having it. So long story short, that's how I started becoming an artist and rapping. And I didn't really take it seriously, though, for a lot of years. But that's the story.
Wow.
Yeah. You're just a creative. You just got a bunch of creativity locked up in there.
Bro, and I just hate when people do this new shit where it's like, I'm a creative. Like, they say it like it's a personality trait. It's not. You know what I'm saying? Like, bring back gatekeeping.
Yeah.
It's a lot of shit that people used to say that it's like, no more gatekeeping. I was one of the first people to really, not one of the first people, sorry. One of the people saying that shit, like, fuck the gatekeeping, let people all have a chance. I still do believe that. But certain shit, you just put your heart into. That's like you guys actually have a podcast. You're not just like at lunch somewhere getting drinks with someone saying we should do a podcast.
Mm-hmm.
There's people who've been saying that for 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to say that until the day they die. Like, they're going to be 60 years old, like, in Aruba, like, we should start a podcast. Because it's a joke. But you niggas put y'all life on the line. Like, y'all sent me a whole itinerary. So it's like, which camera? All y'all playing with these podcasts, look at the rhythm and flow shit. Because it's like, take that shit seriously. Like, if you're an artist, take it seriously. Like, if you're an investor, take it seriously. If you're real estate, take it seriously. Nurses, CNAs, all that shit. That's why when an OnlyFans girl or a girl posts, like, I'm doing this, I'm selling the content, and they be dead ass, I'm like, I feel you. Because don't let nobody make you feel ashamed for who you want to be.
Right.
Or who you need to be at that moment. You know what I'm saying? Cheers.
Right.
Cheers, man.
Yes, sir. I feel like that's really important, though, what you touched on, because I feel like what you said, I mean, people want to be about it, but they don't really want to do it, or they want to put in the work. I mean, Inferno, he's somebody that I know who is definitely, he's organized, he's got this shit on lock. He's definitely helped me achieve things that I've been wanting to achieve. But until you meet somebody like that, or you are that type of person, you're not going to do shit. You know what I mean?
On me. And that's why it's important. Everybody needs, like, somebody to say what you saying and what I'm saying to y'all. Like, don't ever miss out on the opportunity to tell people that you fuck with them. You know what I'm saying? Like, as awkward as it makes you feel, as nervous as it makes you feel, it's the same thing like when, I feel like sometimes with, like, men and women, it got so conflicted because women would get so used to dogs of men just, like, barking at them. So some men are scared to just literally tell a woman genuinely, like, I really think that you're beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Or, like, I really do think you're pretty. Or, like, if I'm talking to you, like, nah, dog, that was actually a really good joke. You know what I'm saying? Like, people are so afraid, like, they want to play in this black and white area of, like, I'm serious when I'm playing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it's like, think about it. Literally, if you went out tonight and you saw somebody talk to a girl, he would literally be kind of, like, on both sides because he doesn't want to intimidate her and offend her, but he also doesn't want to come off too strong.
Yeah.
But it's like your natural instinct would just be to, like, if I like this cup because it's red, I'm not going to think about it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's like, when you see people and you see women, you like, it's off course, but I just want to say, like, more people need to do that. And I'm glad that we're doing it because it's like, that's how you support people. You don't support people by thinking about it twice. Things you love, you think about only once. You know what I'm saying? Real.
Real shit. I like that.
Dropping a lot of gems, man.
That's
We're just getting started, too. No, that's crazy, though, man. I mean, I couldn't agree more with you, too, man. I think at a certain point, I guess the question I'm going to ask you, but for me personally, at a certain point, sometimes it is hard to, like, say, okay, I want to do a podcast, I want to be a DJ, I want to be an artist. Like, how do I do that? So, how do you do that? Like, because you have such drive, motivation, and you're a go-getter, you're a hustler. I appreciate that. What wakes you up in the morning? Like, you know what? I got to get it done. What are those things? People.
Real shit. It's those. That's why I tell you the story. It's those kids in foster care. So, like, we're going back in the Butterfly Effect movie. Like, picture now me getting the call that, like, hey, it's your turn to come home. Y'all seen, like, Mike? You seen, like, Mike remember when he got chosen and the other kid did, and he was like, bro, can I, like, go with you? Like, like, we've been here together. Like, I can't survive if you gone, because you are actually my real brother now, because we, you know what I'm saying? Like, when you're 5 and 6, like, now this trauma bonding that everyone does at 22, like, we did this years ago. You know what I'm saying? You kind of become numb to it, which is horrible. But at that moment, that's when I was like, when those kids looked at me, they told me not to ever let go. You know what I'm saying? And that's the shit you see when you're little. Like, now we're going back to the cars on the slide, and imagine now he starts to feel that pain, and y'all both match your cars at the same moment, and he's like, oh, fuck. Dog, like, don't forget about this, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's almost like your hands just spread across the room, and it's like, let's just remember. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, it's like, I don't know any of those kids anymore. And I honestly, at that day, I would never know them, but it's like, I have to take y'all to that movie because I could see hazel eyes looking at me like, it's like a baby. Like, when a baby looks at you and it can't talk, but it's like, I already got it, dog. I feel it. Yeah. And for me, it was like, the audacity of all the artistic shit I do and wanting to be fly and wanting to, like, even women, marriages, being a father, making clothes, making movies, like, it all goes back to that same point of just being like having the audacity and not being afraid. Because I've already lost everything, dog. I lost my mom.
Mm-hmm.
I literally the whole thing of the world ending or depression and anxiety and suicidal thoughts happened at 5. I'm 32 now. So I feel like a superhero because it's like, what's the worst that's gonna happen? I don't get a million people liking me. Try being by your fucking self.
Right.
Try being by yourself and punching yourself to sleep in 2nd grade and not understanding why you're doing that. You get what I'm saying? When your teacher's telling your mom you're bad at homework, but it's like, fuck homework, dog. I'm dealing with abuse that I'm not even brave enough to tell my mom about. You get what I'm saying? And then when you don't have a dad, now your mom is like heavy on your masculinity because now you got to double down. You got to give her the masculine energy. You're like, yo. And then picture you also being so... I just came to this point, honestly, in my maturity where I realized, like, there was a point I was bitter at my mom. Like, now picture that. You know what I'm saying? So you're dealing with all this shit where it's like, you feel shit you can't explain. And then now I'm on the other side of it. I didn't kill myself all those times I tried. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. My mom didn't kill herself all those times she tried. And it's like, all of these things I'm navigating, I'm realizing that the only thing that has kept me alive is creativity. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? It didn't have to do with who shared it, who liked it. It was I liked it, and that was the only thing that kept this chest pumping. Was like this song, this little Dr. Seuss thing I made, this fake shoe I made, this imaginary friend I have, and then it gets to a point where it's like all these years later, 20 years later, now it's like that shit's all cool, and it's like, oh, holy fuck, the kid with like fucking crazy ass problems and Tourette's who is suicidal in elementary school is literally a genius. And now you guys are doing what I'm doing. So it's like I said before, it's not even like, fuck y'all. It's just like, well, let's all come together now because now we can really have a conversation. Yeah. And that's why I felt inclined when we had this opportunity to talk together. I'm like, this is a community dialogue where now we can get somebody super sick saying, nah, dog, I've been abused too. What's up? We still fly. Yeah. Like, nah, dog, I cried too. We still fly, dog. Like, I still cry all the time. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, having that realization of like who you want to be is always who you've been.
Still gotta get it, bro. Still gotta go get it.
I can see it in your eyes. I know you feel me. I see a lot of y'all feeling me for real, and it's like, this is the shit that kids need to hear to understand. And it's like, yeah, be fly, be clouded up, be cool, but also understand every time I step out on a stage and I'm looking in the kid's eyes, I'm trying to save that motherfucker. I'm trying to literally go into your nucleus of who you were when nobody else knew you. Or who you are when you go home and none of your friends know you and nobody else understands you and you're low-key closing that door. You're like, whew, I gonna fucking be me. I'm your superhero. I'm the person fighting for you. And it's like, we don't need to get to fucking Billboard 100. We don't need to get to $1 billion. But it's like, I'm in Portland now. If you feel the same way, just pull up on me or pull up on y'all. You know what I'm saying? I want kids knocking down the door like Rhythm and Flow. I don't know. I just need to talk. Because that's what podcasts really should be, is like, let's just talk. Like, let's just talk. The production is sick. Like, let's just talk. We need to talk.
Well, to your point, too, I mean, you don't got to be on the billboard, whatever. You don't got to do all that because even in your community, you're making the smallest kind of impact, you know? Yeah, you're affecting communities, you're affecting kids, you're affecting everybody around you, especially a lot of people nowadays, social media. Everybody sees you. Everybody, like, anybody, you know? Anybody that's doing anything in social media is being looked at.
Facts.
And so everything that you do on there, your digital footprint, that shit's affecting everybody.
Real.
No matter how big or small it is. I had a kid pull up on me, and they told me, like, hey, they told me my handle, right? And I looked around, I'm like, what? You know,
yeah. What you saying about that?
I was just like, what the? I'm like, who's this? And he's like, he tells me who he is on his handle, and then I'm just like, oh, okay. He's like, it's an honor to meet you. I'm like, what the fuck? It's an honor to meet me? I'm like, that shit powerful, you know? It's like, oh shit, I'm actually an influence. Even if it's just one person.
Bro, he met you.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this might be controversial, but it's like, we still haven't met Jesus. We still haven't met these people that, like, or we spend our whole life looking up to. So it's like, when somebody says, I met you, I started thinking about that recently. I was like, oh, you met me. like, that is different. You know what I'm saying? That is different to absorb someone's energy from so far away, and then now we finally have, like, a cosmic energy in the same place. Mm-hmm. That's the thing I love about concerts, and I hope that, like, when people see when I post a picture, I'm always thinking of, like, this is the cosmic moment. Like, without me being a hippie, trippy bitch, it's like, this is what it is. Because I'm kind of a hippie, trippy bitch. And it's like, see that I see you, and this is the only way I could show you. You know what I'm saying? So that's fire. He said that to you, and I love that shit. I love that shit. You know what I'm saying? I love that shit with, like, when people just say, I fuck with you.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. It's just like, it's so crazy because it's just like, I'm like, oh shit, I'm doing that. You know?
Cheers, like, cheers. You deserve it, brother.
Yeah, bro. Like, you too. Like, and you too. Everybody in
this room, man. Everybody watching.
Yeah,
Y'all all deserve it. Take a Duce shot to that, brothers.
Yes, sir.
Y'all got to get on my level. We been getting deep, but we back. We back, baby. The story they need to hear. Cheers.
I mean, I agree with y'all too, man. I got a question though.
Yeah, please.
What's your thoughts on, like, the whole social media realm, as in, like, people creating that persona online though?
As far as what?
Like, do you feel like there's certain people where it's like they put on a front on
yeah.
social media, and then it's like you meet them in person, it's not the same person.
Of course.
So how do you navigate that? Because I'm sure you've been in that encounter. Because do you persuade, like, who you are, Dior Worthy? Like, if I go on your Instagram and I don't know you, never met you, am I gonna get the whole Dior Worthy, like, through your social media and your internet footprint?
No, but that's the thing, and that's where curation comes into. You get what I'm saying? Everything is imitation to a certain point. Like, it's like the same way as you go get a burger from Safeway, and you're like, this is a healthy ass burger, and it's like, kind of, but not really. Like, you know what I'm saying? They just understand how to package and how to market it. And that's the thing is kids don't understand is, like, not even kids, like, let's just say artists in general or people in general is like, we all have a fucking persona, you know what I'm saying? Like, my mom has a persona on Facebook. Like, I look at my mom's pictures and I'm like, I love you, Mom, but, like, that's not my mom for real. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, just know that you're playing a game and play it. Like, it's like Fortnite. It's like whatever skin you choose to use, it's like, just use your skin. Because that's who's winning. Is the person who chose their skin and then still in their skin. And of course, it's elements of who you already are. That's how it's authentic. But for people who I think portray or just like fake it till you make it, it's like, it's a part of the game. Don't get me wrong. Everybody got to do it to a certain extent. But the thing is like, when the confidence doesn't match who your skin is, that's where you have a problem. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I feel like, you know, I'm not a scammer, but I feel like scammers who scam, they actually are scammers. Like, they understand how to be like a MacGyver or, you know, a fucking, they're 007, dog. Like, you can't stop them from who they are. That's why it works. It's the same thing as like a good Halloween costume. It's like, I know that's not you, but you fucking look great as the fucking scarecrow. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, for me, just be who you are. And then it's like, when you're like faking it to make it like too hard, it's like, we just tell. And I've been there before. I would honestly say I'm finally, in the past couple of years, in a place where like my aspirations and my big dreams are matching the traction that I have, which is a blessing. And I had to go through many phases of being like different versions of who I am. I just feel comfortable saying that every skin that I wore was a part of who I was. You get what I'm saying? That's when you get into a problem, is like when you chose all of these different skins and like emoticons that you want to be, and then it's like you look back and you're like, yo, fuck no, I would never wear skinny jeans again. Like, that just wasn't you. You were trend hopping. But like, when I look back at every era of who D Worthy was, it's like, yeah, that's something I fucked with. Like, at that time, I really thought I would probably be that person. You know what I'm saying? So I just at least can go to sleep at night. So fake it till you make it, but at least if you can go to sleep and know that you take your costume off and you're like, yeah, we still fighting a good fight. As soon as you start feeling wicked, don't kick it. For real.
Absolutely.
That's right.
Facts.
No, I mean, I feel like you gotta do that to a point, though. I mean, like he was saying, you know, everybody's got two faces, right? The one in private and the one in public.
Yeah.
Everyone's got at least two faces, no matter what.
Yeah.
I mean, you're obviously not gonna be that private. I mean, most likely you're not gonna be that person in private and public. But at the same time, I feel like the best kind of people that gravitate other people towards them are the ones that are authentic. Who really are authentic.
That's the only
and
way.
Have good means to them. Like people will tend to gravitate to that kind of shit. If you feel kind of phony, feel kind of fake, I don't think you can go that far. I feel like that gravitational is big.
I feel like 9 out of 10 times too, if you're pretty like, and if you're just aware, cognizant of things, you can tell if a person's kind of portraying on social
Of
media.
course,
You know,
of
you're like,
course.
that's not really, you know. So it's like it's obvious when you said like they're trying to put on that skin or that emote that it's not really them. It's really obvious because the confidence level, like you said, you know.
Yeah.
So
you gotta walk in your movie. Whatever it is, like you think about it, you watch some Netflix movies and you're like, and then you're like, nah. But it's literally just because of like how well they're acting. So it just it has to be whatever. That's why I said skin you choose. Like it literally has to be like your skin. Like you're unaware of where your skin ends. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you should have the same type of connection to your head. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I like how you word that too, bro, because it's true. Is like every person, we go through seasons. Like, you know, the Inferno you meet today is not going to be the Inferno you meet 2 years ago. You know, like it's true, bro. You grow, you learn, you go through trials, you go through tribulations. You know, you lose people, you gain people. So it's like you're not going to be the same person. And I hate that cliche. Like people are like, oh, that's not the same person I met 5 years ago. Like, of course it's not, man. Like I leveled up. If I am the same person you met 5 years ago, then I'm doing something wrong. That's the way I feel about it, truthfully. Like,
well, even then, I mean, I feel like everybody's constantly evolving. I mean,
you should be. You should be.
Yeah, of course. I mean, you should always evolve.
It's just the point that they don't want to admit it. And honestly, what you said, like you've changed from the person you were 5 years ago. What I've realized is like they just been waiting to say that this whole time.
Like, why?
You know what I'm saying? Like if you ever think of like those games where it has like a bingo card where it's like put a finger down if you never asked this question or you never did this. They just want to say you changed. Like they listen to music where people say that all the time, and it's like people are just so toxic and they won't realize that that's just who you are. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You want to get that off. You want to say that to that person. So it's like that's why they're doing it. And like for me, I've gotten to a point where I'm like I kind of engage in it in a fun way, just like a drinking game. It's like I honestly can't wait for a few people to say you've changed, and I know it's going to happen so soon, so rapidly to people who I don't even know. Like, that's the biggest thing that I've ran into recently where it's like, I've been doing the same thing, like I told you, since I was 5 years old. And if it wasn't when I was 5 years old, it was like 5 years ago. And 10 years ago. And 2 years ago. And 1 year ago. So when somebody has the, like, audacity to, like, jump in front of your frame of mind and be like, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, and it's like, you ain't never been here for all it is. Like, respectfully, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, where was you at? You was never there, and it happens so frequently that you come up now. And that's when it's like, I didn't change. I've always been who I was. You just wasn't ready to receive who I wanted to be.
That's that part right there. That part. You want to know something cool, though? It's like when you're like really, I don't know, like really good friends with somebody, or you just like, you connected well with somebody, and y'all end up going separate ways. And eventually, for some apparent reason, you just kind of like reconnect. Yeah. The reconnection part, and you just kick it like nothing ever happened. Yeah, it's beautiful.
I love it. I mean, I love people who just realize life is life. Like, I don't have to call you all the time and say, yo, what's good, bro? How you doing? You sleeping good? Like, nah, you know what it is. When it's time, it's time. Because that's the thing is, like, people, I was just talking to my driver about this. I was literally just telling him, like, some people are just literally drinking friends, and some people are like studio friends. Some people are creative friends. Like, just play a role for your friends. Like, don't don't like get so crazy where it's like, bro, no snake, but you never was my best friend. Like, and I'm not your best friend, but like when we link, that's okay. Because when I link up downtown, you always the guy that I vibe. Yeah, same with women. You know what I'm saying? It's like, baby, respectfully, we never gonna go past where we at. So, like, let's just enjoy the ride. It's like Oaks Park. Let's just have a good time. You know what I'm saying? She been stuck up there. Amen. Amen.
That's scary. No, that's cool, man. I'm getting older now. You know, I'm older than this fool, at least. You know,
Fool's 47.
No, man. But I'm
boy 42.
I'm getting to that point where I'm just like, okay, I'm like not in high school no more. I have this many years after high school, but it's just like I'm still in the same city still, right? And it's just like I had homies that I was really cool with, and we went separate ways. But then it's just like for some reason, like they're back in my life, and it's just like, bro, what the fuck? Let's play some Xbox 360 type shit.
Let's just get to it.
Let's get back to it. And then it's like, we grown and shit, so our schedules are different, but it's still love like that.
That's facts.
And that's fire.
That's fire, bro.
I love that shit.
It's crazy that you saying that. The whole time I'm not even trying to be rude, but I was just thinking about how you say he was 46 or 47, and I just thought about it, and I'm like, instead of like worrying about getting older, it's like when you turn 42, you are now obligated to have the most lit birthday ever. I mean, 1942s all night. Like, I feel like if you're an old head, you gotta fuck with 42 because everybody do like Dirty 30. I don't know what they do for 40, but like 42. At least if it's not y'all motherfuckers, y'all better come to my 42nd birthday because I'm going up. 42 for everybody. I'm just like in party mode when I think of shit like that, and it's like that's a great idea. Like find a 42-year-old and get hella 42 bottles on that motherfucker, turn them up, and it's up.
Let's get it.
Remember I said that 42 motherfuckers fucking Kobe. Oh no, I'm not gonna say that. I love Kobe and I love Kobe years, but for your 42th birthday, you might as well go up too because it's still Kobe backwards.
Lil K Love birthday.
Yeah. Facts.
For the O right there, Lil K Love.
Kevin Love Day. That's crazy.
Is he 42? I hope I'm not wrong.
No, that's 40. I think he's 42. Yeah.
Oh, bet.
Yeah. Shoot me them good questions, man. I like talking to y'all. I feel like we got good energy and shit. It feels organic. It doesn't feel like that shit where people tell you like, pull up to my podcast and like, where are you from? What's your favorite color? What you doing? It's like, man, fuck all that. Like, we only here for such a short time, so it's like, let's have real conversations. Like, that's what I want.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So one thing, I've been seeing your stories. You know, you've been doing some shows. You got some shows upcoming. We'll get to that, but I want to talk about like your first ever show experience, like ever on stage. What was that like?
My first ever show.
How old were you?
I was 19.
Okay.
And I just started rapping in college. Had all the college homies pull up to Vancouver at some fucking redunk hillbilly ass bar. And I still treat it the same way I do now. We did like the fucking prayer and shit. Like we going through the tunnel at the Rose Garden. I had my fit. I ordered my Jordan 1s early. I had a diamond shirt on. I just remember planning the fit. And I just remember the girl I was dating at the time. And I'm just like listening to Dom Kennedy every day. Kendrick Lamar Section 80 just came out.
Damn.
I just became a rapper. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm learning all these. Because I used to be an athlete. So it's like back then it was like that's what I thought I would do. Because I just grew up in the 90s. I fucking sucked. But I thought I was going to be Michael Jordan. That's how fucking confident I am and just like being a person. But outside of that, I was just like a fucking rapper for the first time. And like that shit was sick. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't know all the shit I know now. I just was young and dumb. And like, so anyways, long story short, he's like, yo, you can get on the show. It's at this bar. I had like 2 songs out on SoundCloud. This is like 2011. And I'm like, yeah, hell yeah, I got a show. And I remember I spent all day in my fucking room, in this hot ass room, just rapping, just looking like, yeah, I'm gonna kill that shit, bruh. And honestly, respectfully, I'm just blessed that we did. But I had like way too many homies with a mic. Like my girl still talks like jokes about that shit. And it's like 4 motherfuckers on the stage holding the mic. And we all like, yeah. You know, it's like your first rap show. Like, yeah. Jumping just horrible as shit. But like to me, I sold like, 100 tickets. And the whole city of like Vancouver came out. And I was just like, I can do this. And then after that, I did the other shit. But like that freshman year of college, sophomore year of college, I got the opportunity to open up for Too Short at OSU. So that was like, for a while, that was like the biggest show in my career. And it was like so sick. I had all my college homies come from Eastern Washington. We drove down to Oregon State. And it was a benefit concert for a football player who died. And they had like the Oregon State like sweater and pants for me. And like first time I ever got a hotel with the homies. They like wilding, breaking glasses and shit. And they all just believe in me, you know what I'm saying? We printed all these CDs up, we throwing them in the crowd, and I'm performing, and it's like the crowd's so big, I can't even see nobody in the back. It was like in a fucking barn. I don't even know who set that up, but that was the sickest shit. And I'm just like, I would remember I was so fucking nervous I couldn't even feel my legs and arms. And my homies just kept telling me, like, you ready? And I'm like, yeah, for sure, nigga. Like, what's up, boy? We here. You know what I'm saying? So like, we here. Like, we up. Yeah. And the truth of the matter is, like, still even to this day, I get a little bit of that little nervous thing. But dog, as soon as I fucking touched the stage, it was just like, I got like a divine energy that just like fucking, Goku'd me and shit, just you know what I'm saying? And I just fucking like lost it. And that was like the first time I realized like, this is therapy. Like, you know how we talked about writing first, butterfly effect on that stage, just whoosh, whoosh. It's like, like, fuck, I don't need no drugs in the world if that feels like that. That's insane. That's like, fuck boxing and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, 3,000 kids there. And then we did something super fire. You can watch the video on YouTube. where we brought up the homies because he died of cardiac arrest at football practice.
Oh,
He just literally fell on the field and died.
Struck, yeah.
And that's why they had Too Short come so they can earn all this money, and it was packed.
Yeah.
So what I did, because me and my blow up kids team, we still think like always hard, you, all of you. So we're like, yo, we got to bring his family up. We got cause Too Short ain't gonna do it. Like, what he gonna do? Bring the family up and play Shake That Monkey? Like, just crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? He can't do that for a benefit concert, but he did play Shake That Monkey for sure. So I bring up Too Short. I mean, I didn't bring up Too Short. I bring up the Old Boy's family.
Yeah.
And we get them up. And I'm from Cleveland, so I play Bone Thugs Crossroads, you know. And bro, it's just like everybody put their phone lights up. His mom is just crying. And I'm just like, that's what I do it for. Because I only been performing like 3 or 4 times. And it's like, in my biggest moment, I made sure that I uplifted someone else, which is really about her son. If it wasn't for her son, I wouldn't even have the opportunity to be on that performance.
Yeah.
So long story short, that got me kicked off on performances. And it was like, from there, I opened up for Too Short, Yin Yang Twins. You know, I had an opportunity to open for Post Malone, Young Thug, fucking NBA Youngboy. You know, all the way to the most recent shows with like Mike Sherm, and then getting this Boss Man D-Lo opportunity. It's like I've been blessed to have like a really sick resume of artists who either are legends now or like literally so important in the culture. So it's like, it's a blessing. And always I look back at that moment when I was 5 and I'm like, I never tried too hard for any of this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't lie to you. Like, I'm just like y'all. Like, I'm just like whoever's listening to this. Like, I get lazy as fuck and sit on the couch and I sit in my room and I just don't want to do shit.
Right.
And sometimes it's like, as a dad, I'm not the best dad. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not the best person. I'm not the best lover. I'm not the best friend. I'm not, honestly, the best me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know that I'm not.
But we're not all perfect.
We're not all perfect. But the realization is when you keep getting blessed and you're at your lowest, that's when it's up to you to realize that something has happened special for you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because the same person who has the same problems I have doesn't have the same blessings I got.
No.
So that's why I'm like, I gotta go. I gotta grab that shit and I gotta wake the fuck up and realize that like I'm the only person who believes this deep getting this many blessings. So I can't sacrifice it for the homie. Like for him, I gotta do what I gotta do for him and his future people. My best friends, I gotta do what I gotta do for you. And looking at my daughter, I'm like, I gotta do what I gotta do so you never have to. But that's only because of the butterfly moment at 5. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because my mom did the same thing. Like, I'm going to do what you don't have to do. Yeah. And I figured, like, y'all parents probably did the same thing. Or somebody in your life has done it for you. And whoever's listening, they done it for you too. So it's like, whatever responsibility is, it doesn't have to be an artist. It doesn't have to be a podcast. But maybe it is your destiny to keep working that 9 to 5 until it's over. Mm-hmm. Or maybe it's your destiny to work at the gas station or whatever you're doing. Everybody has to play a role because it's like the person who robs and scams. We wouldn't be able to have police if people didn't do crime. Yeah. We wouldn't be able to have a church if everybody was saved. I wouldn't be able to make music if everybody make music. And we wouldn't be able to have painters if everybody painted. You know what I'm saying? We got to play a role. Right. Yeah, word. I got some water. Y'all boys got me speaking my heart out, and I love that because, like I said, like I don't want to do too many of these. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to do too many interviews and oversaturate. Like, I feel like in a world of content and shit, the only thing that's gonna be left is documentaries. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, my ultimate goal is to be a filmmaker. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I love music, but when I make music, when I do shows, and when I make clothing, it's always based off of perspective of being someone like Wes Anderson, Steven Spielberg, or like. Those like film, you know what I'm saying? Like film, like honestly, because no matter if we go to fucking Mars or wherever we go, people still want to watch movies. Mm-hmm. That is the sickest like thing in the world to think about. It's like movies and music and art are guaranteed in your life.
Bro, movies are the best.
What's your favorite movie?
My favorite movie?
Yeah.
Off the top, Scarface.
And you?
Damn. I don't watch movies like that.
Are you serious?
I mean, but what's one you remember? Like, that impacted you, where you're like, that's kind of fire.
Let me think.
Let me keep an eye on the time.
It's 9 o'clock.
Oh, yeah, 9 o'clock?
Yeah.
Oh, we're great. We're fucking golden, bruh.
I would say my favorite movie. Damn, honestly, bro, I'm into war movies. I like.
Yeah, don't think about it too much.
I like Saving Private Ryan. I used to watch that a lot, bro. I used to watch that a
Wow.
You know what?
Yeah.
I had two movies I wanted to tell you guys about. The first one was Hoop Dreams. I don't know if you ever seen it, but it's a super sick documentary filmed in Chicago about kids in the middle of the Michael Jordan era.
I've heard about that. I haven't seen it, but I heard about
it. But they felt the same way I did, and they were so sick that the cameraman followed them from 14 all the way to college.
Damn.
Yeah.
And they were chosen as the ones to go to the NBA. Obviously, they didn't. But the fact that they were able to capture that in this vintage film, the vignette, and the way that they were able to capture the realness of the characters and the situations they're in, golden, right? But when you said that Saving Private Ryan, all I could think of that is actually a great film that I've never said before is Forrest Gump. Like, that Forrest Gump is literally one of the best films of all time.
Yeah.
The way that I can tell you, the way that I can think of just being a little, because, like, I don't know about you guys what age you were born, but, like, I was born in the 90s where, like, your mom watched whatever they wanted to watch and you're watching it too.
Oh, facts.
So if she's watching Jerry Springer, you're like, what the fuck?
Hey,
that's her baby daddy? Like, you know what I'm saying? You tripping.
Hey, real quick.
Yeah.
These fools, they were talking about movies and shit, and they were talking about The Notebook, and I told them I watched that shit.
Yeah.
I love that movie.
Facts.
And they were like, you ain't watch that shit. I'm like, I got that shit
on DVD. On DVD, facts.
Nah,
and then Forrest Gump, though, is just the sickest because it's like I remember just being that little kid and just realizing that, like, all these emotions that I'm feeling. That's the sickest shit about music and movies is, like, it makes you feel shit that you're like, what the fuck is that? You know what I'm saying? And like when Bubba's in his arms and he's holding him in the grass, and then it's like you see fucking, you know, the commander or whatever with no legs, and you see him running, you see him with the beard, you see like, well, he wants Jenny, and then you see Jenny go through the abuse and how deep that was. It was like, and then Tom Hanks as an actor, it's like sick. So long story short, I wanted to use y'all podcast as an advertisement. Like Hollywood, I'm coming to kick y'all ass soon. Like that's what I do with my music videos is hopefully show y'all my vision. I want to be the person who revitalizes Nickelodeon and MTV and BET in the way that it used to feel, because now it's like in a synchronized era, everything is just like this and this and this and this and this. But there's no intention of the people. That's why gatekeeping is important. Is like, I'm pushing this directly to you to believe that you can be who you want to be 20 years later. That's why we still wear Tupac shirts. That's why we still wear Biggie shirts. That's why we still fucking use a spoon. The spoon was created how many fucking years ago, but it's such a good idea that we still going. I want to make really good ideas that fuck people up, that it's like, you don't even know who the fuck D Worthy or Dior Worthy was, and it's like, I still like that movie. I like that song, you know what I'm saying? So I think even as a rapper, I'm thinking like, eventually I want to be just like a pop star. I want to be like Taylor Swift and like, you know what I'm saying, and like Diplo and all those people who just have like super fire songs that like, close your eyes and go into H&M and they got hits. So, like, I think after all of this shit is said and done, y'all might see me making some fucking crazy-ass Justin Bieber shit that's in a movie. That's on Disney Plus. Please, and I want y'all in it. I want y'all to make a cameo when I do, like, Good Burger 4 and shit.
That'd be crazy.
That'd be fire.
So, touching on that, so you direct all your own music videos?
Yeah, for the most part, yeah.
For the most part?
I mean, I'm willing to be directed, but I always have to direct something. You know what I'm saying? Just because I feel like that's a blessing as an artist to be able to say that you want to do it. Like, you know, anybody could do it. Like, but like, I really have a lot of passion, and I think it's a blessing that I can see something, and that's the way it need to be told. Like I told you guys before, it's the butterfly effect. It's me watching Belly for the first time and seeing like, I get it. And then I meet a million other people who say that was the best scene in the movie. You know what I'm saying? Something you already felt instinct. Because we didn't have the internet when we was younger. So it's like, we got older in teenage years, we had internet. But it's like, when I was little, 5 years old, and I thought that fucking MTV was the sickest shit, nobody told me that. I'm just sitting up there watching fucking Celebrity Deathmatch. Like, that shit's crazy. That's hard. That shit's hard. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, that's hard. Or even, as stupid as it sounds, but like, Girls Gone Wild. Like, yeah, I fucking seen a lot of Playboys when I was like 11 years old. But it's like, when it came on, the tits and it's like the number and all the signs and like the blurred out shit, I can see all of that in my head. And I'm like, all these years later, I'm like, you guys are geniuses. Like, you're such a genius to like, find something that you know people want and you just keep giving it to them. Positive or negative, like that is a talent that's a magic that a lot of people don't understand that they know how to do. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when you ask me these questions, they fire me up because I'm like, I'm going through therapy with y'all on my podcast because it's like everything I see is the genesis. It's the butterfly effect. It's literally whew, when you say something, it's like whew, and I just like oh shit. That's how I became who I am. So y'all kind of helping me.
That's what we're here for, man.
Hey.
I mean,
And it might be some of this Douce. I do say, stop drinking Henny. Please drink Douce. If Jay got Douce, ain't no way. You gotta drink that.
Douce is fire.
It's fire, bro. Please.
It's funny too, because someone just hit me up. They're like, "What you know about that Douce?" Like, you
Come on. You don't have to give me my credit everywhere you go. Please don't play with me.
Absolutely.
All right, Dior Worthy put me on. I ain't gonna cap.
Let's do rapid fire questions though. Like whatever you got, I'm gonna try to be a little more, not paint crazy stories. But I wanted to tell the truth. You know what I'm saying?
No, absolutely. I mean, let's get into the segment. We'll get into our truth or drink segment. So,
Okay.
Real quick, I just want to ask you, like,
Yeah.
I think someone told me that you used to organize shows, right?
I mean, I still do, yeah.
Still do.
Yeah, I still do. And I mean, like I said, don't run away from the format. I'm not trying to cut y'all off.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, I'm gonna try to give y'all the best version so we can get through the questions. But no, I mean, I've always been hosting shows. I've always been playing shows. But realistically, what I always like to do is, like, I like to start the party. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like to have a good time. I can't lie to you. And so that's why I like throwing shows. I like throwing events. You know, you catch me hosting a shake every weekend. I try to make sure that people have a good time. I try to make sure I come fly, so they come fly. I try to make sure that all the beautiful women is taken care of. And even the women that are just friends, I want to make sure that you have a good, safe environment around a man who is masculine, who knows who he is. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I like you, I'm going to tell you, but I'm going to respect you, and I'm going to make sure you have a great time, and I'm not going to let nobody press the issue on you. You know what I'm saying? I'm a man with a daughter, so I'm going to always make sure men treat you with respect. Mm-hmm. And then for my guys, I'm going to make sure you good. Like, bro, you ain't got no money to spend in the club tonight? I'm going to make sure you get a drink. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you just vibing, you might be a creative, you might be an introvert. I'm going to make sure you have a good time. I'm going to get you over there and make sure, like, hey, bro, what you need. This is our world. This is our party. And that's the biggest thing about me getting into the party scene is, like, some real shit. You know what I'm saying? Some real shit. Like, you can't buy a bottle from me, bro. I'm not going to dismiss you. I'm not going to delete your number. Like, you want to hit me up and just text me, like, bro, I got people who text me every week only to get in. Mm-hmm. And I still respect it because it's like, I'd rather be your connection because I know at least I'm going to keep you safe. Yeah. I'm going to keep you real. And if you tap in with me, you're going to be at the most lit shit. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Now elaborate that on that. What was your first show like that you hosted? Like, you would do venue type shit, like club type shit.
I'll tell you the first show I ever hosted and then fucking got ran off on really was Travis Porter. So y'all remember Travis Porter was super fire. And,
that's like Bring It Back.
Yeah, Bring It Back, and that's in college and shit. And it had nothing to do with Travis Porter. It was just the promoter. Okay. I just happened to put up money to help, like, you know what I'm saying? A little small money, whatever, but still, it just got ran off on. I'm like, man, I done told the whole motherfucking state the Travis Porter coming, and they ain't coming. So that's just like a lesson learned. And then as I moved forward, it just became like less about shows, like bringing big artists and shit like that, and more so about just like creating parties. Like, I say my biggest thing that I've done established in this city would be my Witches and Bitches Halloween party. Like, for people who haven't been to my Halloween party or heard about it, it's like the craziest shit. And honestly, I got screenshots to prove it. I'm not a cocky ass nigga, but I am. They've said that it's one of the best house parties in the history of Portland. Wow. And what we do is we have a super sick mansion. We got a super fire DJ. Shout out to my boy Connect Zero. He's been DJing every year of it. And we just turn that bitch up and have a good time. But the way I know to have a good time, you know what I'm saying? I make it feel like paid up dudes with the big, you know what I'm saying? Like, we still fly. Like, I just try to make it like a music video every time we step out. And I think people enjoy themselves and have a good time. And the same thing with Shake. Like, I make sure that people have a good time. If you see me there, of course, I'm not going to be in nowhere that's lame. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be at the most lit shit, sipping Douce, if I do say so myself. Facts.
All right. I'm ready for the segment now.
Kick it off.
Alright, so which one are we doing? What's in your bag or what? Drink?
Yeah, let's get it.
Alright, bet. So this is going to be the drink segment. So basically it comes down to, we're going to ask you a question. If you answer the question truthfully, we take the drink. And if you want to bypass and not answer the question, you take a drink.
Facts.
Choose the drink.
Alright, let's get it.
I bet. So what I want to know is, who is the most overrated rapper in the city?
The most overrated rapper in the city. Shit, I say Dior Worthy. Who the fuck is Dior Worthy? Who the fuck is that guy?
I love it.
I say I'm the most overrated because I'm not rated high enough.
Oh shit. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I'm over being rated. That's the truth. I'm over being rated. Fuck that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, honestly, respectfully, it's like the things that I do for the city, it should be known. You know what I'm saying? It should be known. Y'all should be right with me. We should be like Martin Luther King picture where we all holding hands. Because it's like, I'm running us to the gridiron. You know what I'm saying? Like, shout out to Amine. Shout out to Win. Shout out to the people already doing it. Dante Thomas. Shout out to all the multiple people in the city who's done great things. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know I love you. But I'm right there too. I'm right there. And I'm one of the best in the entire world. I'm one of the best in the West. And I humbly believe that. And you can challenge me. I don't care. But who would I be as a man if I didn't believe I was the best when I woke up?
Right.
I would have killed myself at 5. What's the point? So if y'all want to come on any platform and be humble, y'all be humble. I'm going to talk my shit. Because at the end of the day, I'd rather go in the grave knowing I tried than going in the grave humble as shit.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I wish I would have told him I was special.
God damn it.
Oh,
What are you
hey,
doing?
Overrated.
To the most
Artist
overrated,
department,
Facts,
being
man.
rated.
I'm the most overrated because I'm over being rated.
Over being rated.
I ain't gonna be telling them Al Bundy stories like, man, I wish they would have knew how lit I was. Nah, man, I'm here and I'm making the best records in the world. I'm making the best videos in the world. I dress best in the world. And honestly, I want all of y'all to join me so we can start an army of people from the Rose City who's the best. Because there's a few motherfuckers I know right now, if we linked up hands, we're going to take that shit to the Super Bowl. So we need to stop playing and stop all the animosity and stop all the hate and look at motherfuckers and say, you great and I'll fuck with you. Instead of staying over there and telling motherfuckers behind closed doors, hey man, you inspire me, nigga. Hey, you lit. Nah, tell the whole world because I think you lit and I tell the whole world.
Yeah.
Because respectfully, I can never be you, you can never be me, and I would never want to be you. Respectfully. Right. And I'm going to take it where I'm about to take it, and I need the whole city with me. Mm-hmm. And honestly, anybody who get on a podcast, on your mama, on the dead homies, believe that you're the best in the world. Mm-hmm. Don't even wake up in the morning and do the shit I'm doing if you don't think you're the best in the world. Mm-hmm. I know I'm the best in the world, and I know Kobe feel the same way. I know LeBron feel the same way. I know Sean Carter. I know Ye. I know everybody who's doing it in the world. I know Amine right now, if you ask him, are you the best in the world, he going to say, fuck yeah. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to say the same thing. And I hope that when I talk to Boca, he said the same thing. Dante Thomas win. I hope that all of these people, Mike Capes, all of these people, even Rhythm and Flow, we the best fucking podcast in the world. Who Joe Budden? We the best. You know what I'm saying? Like, turn into fucking DJ Khaled with your inspiration, because it's like at the end of the day, if you go in the grave and you go in the grave humble, nobody gonna know how you really felt. And for me, I feel like I've been through so much, like I said before at 5, that I would die if I didn't believe I was the best in the world. Because that's what my mom told me. So fuck what the accolades say. Fuck with it being overrated or underrated or fucking too high, too low. At the end of the day, we all here together. And I love y'all, believe in y'all. I feel like y'all are some of the best in the world.
Yes, sir, man.
So let's get it. We here together. Cheers.
Man, and going back to what you said, too, I mean, it's true, bro. All the people that are at the top, like, they had that level of thinking where it was like, people would tell them, oh, you're not going to be nothing, you're not going to get to the top. And they're like, no, I am the best. I'm going to be a millionaire. I'm going to be an artist that gets a million streams. Like, you have to believe it in your own eyes, and, like, people are going to be like, oh, no, like, it's not how it is, but it's like, nah, I'm that guy.
I'm that guy.
Because if you can't believe it in yourself, how are you going to accomplish it?
And the thing is, people lie to you. They will tell you that, bro, I like him. I think he's a... No, you know in your heart when you go home and you look in the mirror, you think you're the guy. Mm-hmm. There's every single man in the club that I've met thinks that they're that guy. Mm-hmm. And every girl the same night, they think they're... None of them are going to really tell you the truth, but nobody, honestly, I don't believe, even if you're dealing with depression and all that shit, wakes up in the world, puts on whatever you put on, because we all have distinctive style and what we want to do, and not think they're the best. Mm-hmm. They just have taught us to be humble, and hey, don't say that. And then next thing you know, it's like, yeah, man, no, he's cool, I fuck with Johnny. But no, I tell my daughter, it's like, yeah, you fuck with Johnny and you fuck with April, and they both sick as shit, but you hella sick too. So now it's the Fantastic Four. It's not just Superman.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? It's not just one motherfucker at the top where everybody's like, oh man, thank God that he did it. No. If all of y'all knew y'all was superheroes, then now we got what? The fucking Incredibles. Now what we got? The fucking Fantastic Four. Now it's Marvel versus motherfucking DC Comics compared to just motherfucking Spider-Man.
Thanks.
Feel me? Like, what we doing? What we doing? Like, what are we doing? Like, That's why I say bring gatekeeping back, because it's like there's only a few motherfuckers who can die and say, I'm doing what I'm doing to be what I want to be.
Absolutely.
And guess what? We all on this motherfucking podcast.
That's what I'm saying, dog. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I'm lit. Y'all got me lit. I feel like I'm about to go on stage. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Where you gonna be on stage at right now?
Man, my dream stage, I told somebody this, my dream stage right now is, if you look it up, it's called Christ the Redeemer. It's in Brazil. It's a big old statue of Jesus, and he holds his hands out like this.
Oh, yeah.
So if you ever see the beautiful video, I'm pretty sure it's in there with Pharrell and Snoop Dogg.
Yeah.
My goal would be able to find a way to perform there. So you would build a stage that's lateral to Christ the Redeemer, so it'll be super high. So you probably have to film it, but you would film it with Christ Redeemer and plan the backdrop to your performance. That's insane. That's like one of my biggest goals. Is like, you know how like Travis like, I'm gonna play in the pyramids. I'm like, I want to play Christ the Redeemer. I can already see like the crazy font and the flyer, and eventually like I'm going by Dior Worthy now, but eventually I'm gonna go by Demetrius, which is my real name. Just Demetrius, just straight up first name basis. But I see Demetrius, Christ the Redeemer, and that's just the performance. You know what I'm saying? Like that would be so sick. Like, Ye or whoever's got that budget, like I would love to do it for you first. Like Tyler the Creator, I'd love to do it for you first before I do it. But somebody take that idea and run with it. See how see how like loving I am? It doesn't always have to be gatekeeping. I'll give you sick ideas if you want them. Like you can have them. You know what I'm saying? But like somebody performing Christ Redeemer, please.
Yeah.
Like please.
That's fine.
Yeah, fact.
That's sick.
That'd be crazy.
That'd be crazy.
Alright, let's go. I will say, these questions, they're meant to be fun.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're kind of corny, but
let's have fun with it. Fuck
we're
it.
trying to make you drink at the end of the day.
Fuck it, man.
This one I haven't used this one in a while, but I know you be in the club. I know you like to have a good time.
Amen.
What's yours Worthy's body count?
Wow. Honestly, I've been celibate for 6 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Congrats.
so cheers to that, man. Cheers to that,
Yes,
guys.
sir. Yes, sir.
I'm a fucking liar. I gotta take a shot. My body count, honestly, is literally... I'm a free spirit human. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say I'm a fucking hoe, but it's like, I think that, like, bring back love and bring back love making. You know what I'm saying? Like, for the people that I have, like, that are partners and we've been intimate, I hope that it's always been a story, and I hope it feels like an interlude or a song or something like that. So it's, like, more so, like, less than the body count. It's more like a playlist. You feel me?
Okay.
I had that in my bio for my, like, Instagram for a while. Like, my life is a playlist. So hopefully those women that I was with feel like a playlist. Some has been long songs and some have been shorter songs. And they've all been different. Alternative, hip-hop, jazz, and fucking blues. But I'm going to take a shot anyways.
Yes, sir, man.
Not too many, though, because I still got to go to work. So I'm going to take half of this.
Yes, sir, absolutely.
But that's a crazy question. That is insane. Once again,
That's probably
bring back gatekeepers.
that's probably one of the greatest ones we got on the list.
Nah, I'm gonna bounce off of you. Have you ever fucked a groupie?
Of course, we all have.
Fuck,
Why
man.
would you have that
Just don't fuck
question?
fans. That's it. Groupies are great because they go back into what we said about like playing their role and shit. You know.
Yeah, like a thing. We put on there?
No, they're back there.
Yeah, but like playing their role, like groupies play the role. So I fuck with groupies, and they don't. Honestly, groupies are some of the greatest people in the world. They actually are really great friends, and less of groupies. They actually are one of the first people to believe in you, and they're not ashamed to say that your talent makes them sexually attractive or physically attractive. Fuck sexually, but they like they want to just kick it with you because they're like, you're so fucking dope, and I'm like, yeah, that's like fire, because it's like, you know, girls be thinking that shit, but they won't tell you. They're just like, yeah, I like your hair or whatever. But it's like, no, you like that I made a fucking film. Like, just be honest. But fans are different. Like, you don't want to fuck fans. So.
But isn't a groupie a fan, kind of?
No.
What separates it? I mean, aside from that,
because a groupie plays a role. A fan is somebody who actually is enamored by you. Like, they literally are like.
But what do they support you?
It's great, but that's where the problem area happens, right? Because they support you, they're a fan, and then say, for instance, we take it to an intimate level. Now we have intimacy between something that was actually just faith based. You know what I'm saying? That's why, like, sometimes a lot of relationships, I feel like, that happen based off of religion, they don't work out so well, because it's like, you like the idea and you believe in the idea, but once you really cross those lines, it's like, that's why most things are taboo. Like, most of the times you're attracted to things that you didn't know you were attracted to, because it's like, they are completely opposite. Like, a groupie likes you for the moment. but they really just like talent. They really just are gonna go oop and oop and oop. And there's a lot of male groupies. Like you can literally see people. You post a flyer or something or like an event, and I'll just watch the same group of people go to that. And I'm like, you're a groupie. You're a male groupie. You're just going to where it's hot and where it's hype.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I respect it because at least I know where you stand. A fan is somebody who says, as soon as like, put it like this. When I say I'm going to feed the homeless, they there. When I say I'm going to have a show, they're there. If I post a picture, they're there. If I fucking walk out of my house and they see me, they're going to tell me I'm there. That's 5 times compared to a groupie who's like, oh, who you with? Oh yeah, it's lit. I'm fucking with you, like dog.
Like,
you are
like
fucking
it's
with.
Be a lit event. Oh
yeah, like a fan is almost deeper to me. It's almost like closer to like a family member. It's like damn, like you really care. Like we kind of in this together. Like if so, then you get intimate with a fan and something happens and it really breaks their heart. That's why like a lot of celebrities be like, don't like mess with your fans because it really breaks their heart that they're like, damn, like. Just let's just throw for devil's advocate. Like if I had a relationship with Taylor Swift and I was a Swiftie, and then we go through all this shit. I love her so much before we get intimate, and then she break my heart. I'm gonna be like, yo, honestly, fuck all these songs and fuck this shirt and this poster, and I ain't never being a Swiftie again because I really cared about you.
Yeah.
A groupie is just gonna be like, I don't give a fuck. We not fucking around no more. And motherfucking Wiz Khalifa coming to town tomorrow, so it's lit. Like, I don't give a fuck about Dior Worthy. Like, that's why I made the shirt. Like, who the fuck is Dior Worthy? Because it's like tongue in cheek. Like, you should know who I am, but also me as killing my ego. Like, who the fuck is that guy? Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of funny.
Big facts.
Yeah, facts.
Big facts. I fuck with that.
Yeah.
I like how we actually got down to and broke it down.
Yeah, facts.
So this is fire.
Groupies and fans is different. 100%.
Groupies and fans is different.
Yeah.
Black and white. That's it.
Facts.
I seen this conversation on another podcast. I forgot who it was or what they were like actually talking about, but they went into this conversation about like fan versus supporter. What do you think about that, Dior? Like, do you call them fans? Do you call them supporters? Doesn't matter.
I call them family, but I mean, fans is fans, and like some people like to be called a fan. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with telling people what they are because then they have like no boxes to jump out of. You know what I'm saying? Fans and supporters are the same thing, but like don't get confused. Like people use support as like a blanket statement. It doesn't mean everything that everybody says. Like I support you. Like it's really that's where actions become louder than words. You know what I'm saying? And like I know we're talking about just a question, but like when I think of people who truly support you, like please understand for anybody who's like supporting both of us, like we know who's supporting us.
Absolutely.
There's no gray area in that. So as much as people try to say, it's like it's almost the same way as when people be like, oh, "I'm gonna pray for you," and you kind of just walk away like, "Bro, you just said that. Like, you're not about to pray for me." And you don't even pray for yourself, so I know you're not praying for me. So it's like people are like, "Bro, I support you." Like literally, when I just took a second to look at my phone and people were like, "Hit me," and I'm like, "We never talk." So that doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense for you to hit me with urgency when we never talk like that. Like, and you might be beneficial to me, and I'm still probably gonna write you and say what's up. But you see what I'm saying? Like, we just need to get more realistic with the thought process. Like, we all see when we get a text message and we don't write back.
Yeah.
Like, so when people be like, "You left me on red," it's like, yeah, I did, dog. Like, I honestly wasn't ready to receive what you said, or I just didn't want to text you back. Like, I didn't want to. You know what I'm saying? So it's the same thing with supporters. It's like, just be real.
Right.
Just tell your favorite artist, like, yo, I can't buy a ticket. I really can't come. Or I got plans, dog. I'm not coming. Because you already say it when we send you something and we ask you or we post something, you don't show up. So it's just like, that's the thing about supporters is like, supporters are actually people who like tell you that like, nah, like they communicate with you. That's why I said they're more family. They communicate with you. Like if I had a show with my mom, quote unquote, but say it's like we're going to Spaghetti Factory, I would tell my mom I'm not about to come because I care. A fair weather fan might be like, whatever, just never tap in. But a supporter is like, I know that you need me to build the pillar. It's kind of like fucking cheerleading where they fucking have all the like people build a fucking tower. Yeah, that's their supporters are your base. So that's why like for me, I've always been focused. And you even hear like the debates going on while we're doing this. Like you need supporters. You need people who hold the fucking bridge up. So then you climb on top of those people and you actually have value. So it's like, yeah, fans are just people who just are fucking passing fans. A fan is here, a fan of me, a fan of you. Like, it's kind of like groupies. Supporters is like, dog, I'm not leaving you.
Yeah.
Supporters is like what Wiz Khalifa had that made Wiz Khalifa.
Right.
Or like when Yeet, or like, you know what I'm saying, Kanye, like all these different people, like, yay, my bad. All these people who have actual firm base as supporters.
Yeah.
Fans come and go.
100%.
Facts.
Yeah, I think you worded it beautifully. I mean,
Facts.
you need, and the thing is, man, is support. You need it. At the end of the day, like you can have everything you have in yourself, believe in yourself, going back to looking yourself in the mirror, confidence, this and that. But having that support, it makes things easier. I'm not gonna lie.
100%.
Like having that support system, family, friends, people that just believe in you, believe in your vision. Like I think that truthfully is what elevates. And my personal opinion, the people at the top, they didn't get there by themselves.
Nah,
it's the
no
support.
one did it.
It's the support. To be quite
Real.
honest.
Y'all boys is real. I fuck with y'all.
Yeah.
I'm happy that I did this. Like, it's just, this is the realest thing podcast. Like, I've been on a lot of podcasts, and no disrespect to them, but this is like, and maybe it's just me, it's not y'all, but it's a blessing to have y'all that I just feel the most comfortable I've ever felt as far as just like having one of these conversations.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I was very intentional in making sure that people understood, like, this is Dior Worthy's ex interview. This is his ski mask, no jumper. This is Ye's Zane Lowe. Because it's like I said, I don't want to speak too many more times on my story because to me, I've already lived it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like having people who are real and receive it speak back to me where I'm like, oh, okay, it's good to hear that. Mm-hmm. It feels good, you know what I'm saying? And I hope that like more people take the opportunity in podcasts to realize like it's actually a therapeutic session if you allow it to be. Mm-hmm. If you open up your mind, you open up your heart to like let your ego die. Because it's like when I'm coming with y'all, it's like I realized a long time ago I'm always gonna be fly. I'm always gonna be whatever people think I am. I'm always gonna be the artist I wanna be. But the biggest thing is about just like realizing that like it's okay to be who you wanna be.
Type shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like where you actually like realize like I don't know why, but I just got this metaphor of like when a clown enters a party and he actually feels comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Like all those kids are looking at him and they're like, he's weird, but I like him. He's blowing up his balloon and shit, and but he's like so committed that he actually feels comfortable. Like I'm a clown, dog. Like I'm actually having fun, and it's actually cool to see these kids like think I'm something else. And it's like I recently had that moment on stage where I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Because I do the parties and I do all the club shit, and I'm like, it's always infused with people who like believe in themselves, but they really don't because they don't look me in the eyes, and I could tell. And I'm like, when I got on the stage and I'm looking at these kids and they're just like giving me a group hug, and I'm like, this is what I always wanted. Mm-hmm. This is why I fucked with Travis. This is why I fucked with Ye and I fucked with Cuddy. Because I'm like, I was lost as fuck without y'all. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I feel with y'all on this podcast. It's like, I was lost. I didn't even know y'all before I stepped in this room. But after this conversation, I'm like, these young entrepreneurs are the gateway to the city being story told. Like, I just had an epiphany of, like, seeing y'all in, like, a super sick, like, Apple Music office. And I'm like, they are doing something so special. So I hope y'all know that. Like, I hope you know, and I hope you just put your heartstrings, like, all three of y'all, just put them in the ground and just go as hard as you can while you feel the way you do. Because the biggest game is that you won't always feel how you feel.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that right there is where supporters come in. Mm-hmm. Whenever I had that rope around my neck, dead ass, like my first creative director, Mark from the Incorporated in LA, runs the brand Incorporated, first person to take me to Paris. He looked at me, he said, you're going to be, I'm going to be Virgil. So I'm taking you to Paris. That was 2016. It was the first time I ever went to Paris Fashion Week. Before that, though, he caught me in my room, literally. I'm not lying, bro. This is the realest shit. I never even told this story. Extension cord around the neck, dog.
Damn.
Trying to fucking get that shit over with. Like kid, literally, like, at her baby mom's house. I'm just fucking pulling that shit, dog. He's just pounding the fucking door like, Dior, no. We gonna run this shit up. Like, just keep believing in me, dog. Like, come on. Bow. Like, my sister calling me over and over again, and then it's just to the point you just let the rope go. But I'm saying, if it wasn't that dude knocking on the door, being like, no. And if it isn't me telling y'all, go. No matter what nobody says, like, no matter how much money you got and you don't got, and when you at Winco with $14 and you still got to do the podcast, and you're like, I don't even got gas. Or when you got to be real, like I'm real with my homie, and I'm like, bro, I don't got it, but I need to do this show to change my life. And he's like, all right, hold on, hit me back. And he hit me. we all risking our life, and that's the thing I need Portland and all these people who doing this shit to wake the fuck up and realize, like, we are about to blow the whole city. It's like New York, dog. It's like New York in the 80s. Like, it's going to happen, so everybody needs to be ready and understand that, like, we're manifesting. When I say this shit about being the best in the world, it's not from a position of, like, it's more of a, like, use me. Let me be the fucking vessel. Mm-hmm. Because everyone else doesn't have the audacity to get up on the mic and say, yo, we the best. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I appreciate it. I appreciate being able to boom, 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 take the shots like motherfucking Queen Latifah and set it off. If that's what needs to be done. Because y'all great, and I know I'm going off on a tangent, but I'm saying, like, this is what needs to happen, dog. We got to use these platforms as messages to, like, punching bag to the world. They've been sleeping on the Pacific Northwest for too long. Too long on Portland. Long. That's why I made the Soggy Project with Burn Money and I Love McConan, because we was looking at the world and it's like, we've been wet so long, we fucking soggy, dog. Like, that's why we named Soggy. I tatted it on my skin because I believed in it. And I believe in these people and I believe in the city. And I just want to run through this bitch like Mega Man and have a whole bunch of motherfuckers behind me, like Rhythm and Flow. Boom at Apple Music, you know what I'm saying? Dior Worthy showing shows with A24, you know what I'm saying? Showing movies with A24, HBO, you know what I'm saying? Motion Boy Ty is throwing the, like, sickest party in Dubai, you know what I'm saying? Like, Wynn's doing this, Amine's doing this, Lambo's doing this, all these people doing this, and it's just like, wow. Because that's how they're going to do us. Eventually, they're going to look at Portland like it's fucking Atlanta. Mm-hmm. Atlanta got 21 Savage, all these people, we can keep going. It's Portland's time, and I just need people to understand, like, get off that hating shit. When you see me at these sold-out shows, and you see them pictures, and you don't follow me, fucking press the follow button. Follow me, because I'm going to follow you back, because fuck the numbers. You know what I'm saying? When you see I put out a hit, know it's a hit, and know even if it ain't a hit, I believe it's a hit. So listen to it. Mm-hmm. And I hope I do the same for you. I can't listen to everybody. I can't lie. But it's like, if you persistent and you consistent and you professional, I'm fucking there for you. And even if you're not there yet, I got this. So I'm going to know if you close. You know what I'm saying? That's my blessing, is that I know if you close. I know if you there. I know where I'm going. So I know I'm taking everybody with me who ready. Gatekeeping. It's back. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't lie. We're not just going to grab motherfuckers with 20 songs who suck. I'm sorry, I'm going to give you the game. That's why you listen to Rhythm and Flow. So you can hear where to go and hopefully you improve. Because I've been that person with 20 songs that's all trash, but I still have 3 homies who believed in me. Absolutely. So keep going and see me at the other side. But if you don't, I hope, if you ready, let's go.
Let's run it.
Let's go. Come on, let's go. Come on.
You got me fired up,
Come on.
I'm finna run through a wall right now.
Come on.
I'm about to scare it up.
What's the time looking like?
It's 9:30.
Alright, we got 10 more minutes.
Yeah, we gotta get going.
Yeah.
I want to touch on a couple of things that you said, but let's do the bag thing, because I know you spent some time on it, man. So
I don't spend no time on the fashion, but I gotta shout out the gang. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying.
Where the camera at? Because the camera gotta see it. Shout out to my fucking stylist, Mr. Y2K. We don't fucking play. You niggas know what it is, man. Again, I talk all that happy shit, that humble shit, because I gotta talk my shit too.
There you go, right there.
You know what I'm saying? So, bags on the table. I don't even know what they about to say, but like, fucking like, let me pull this fucking Echo Burberry, bro. Can you zoom into that? I don't know if you can, gang, but like, he could probably do it in post production.
Yeah.
This is. Somebody, I walked into the store, somebody said, you just left the gym? Like, nah, gang, the only balling I do, only running I do is the city, fool. I don't do nothing else. Echo bag, man. But what's the question we asking so we can get into it?
Nah, so it's just a segment, man. So every segment we be like, what's in your bag? So what are 5 daily essentials that Dior Worthy cannot go without?
Man, let's see. We're going to open up the bag because I thought it was best to do it organic, like MTV Cribs, real cash money stuff. I just threw some shit in here, but let's see it. Oh, wow. I got pieces. So, a very rare Rockefeller, Mitchell and Ness, Sean Carter, know what it is, Jay-Z. The crazy thing about this piece is I wore this in Cancun for my birthday because that was great. I got head on the balcony wearing this. So this is the year that the Black Album came out, 2003. 1996 is when The Reasonable Doubt came out. So Mitchell and Ness, this is crazy. It's rare as fuck. They made a throwback just for him retiring from rap, but that nigga didn't. You know how he is. And this is 1590 out of 2003. So there's only 2003 of these jerseys.
Wow.
So that's one piece. I had to bring rare shit. We only wearing FUBU all summer. Shout out to FUBU. I got a FUBU jersey on, but I had a FUBU. But I always keep a FUBU jersey in my bag just in case you never know when you got to switch in the style on the nigga. So
That's fine.
Damon John, Shark Tank. Some of y'all white folks might know him from that, but that boy started at Forest Bias. You feel me? So that's rare. You never know when you might go to the strip club. So gotta keep some racks in there. It's really my daughter's money though, to be real with you. Just like Monopoly money type shit, but you know what I'm saying? You never know. You never know when a bitch might shake some ass. You might need to. We just shot a fire music video, so that's really
Yes, sir.
it's just a prop. You know, gotta keep it fitted. Dior keep it fitted in a bandana. It's two of those, you know what I'm saying? I can do any hairstyle I like, but I really like the Pac vibes the most. I got a brown paper bag because nigga had to get some gum and shit. But, you know, some Izzy Miyake. You know what I'm saying? Gotta stay fly. You niggas be too musty for me. And, you know, iPhone charger. I just got a new phone. Shout out to you, baby. You know who you is. And some Gap goggles, baby. These shits is crazy. So, you know what I'm saying? Like,
That's hard.
that's really, you know, that's really what we do, man. Shout out to my boy, Mr. Y2K. We just get fly. Honestly, it's kind of ignorant. We just get fly, and we don't spend a lot of money to do it, but we do it the best we can.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
No, that's hard, bro.
Facts.
Quite a collection you got.
I know, bro. I know it's crazy, but I just shot a music video, so that's really why I got all that shit. But y'all know what the fuck it is. Stop playing with me. FUBU all summer, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, facts.
Hey, no cap, I'm smelling that cologne right now.
What you think? What y'all think?
Man,
that shit nice, right? Yeah, yeah. Izzy Miyake.
God,
What's it
Come
called?
on, Izzy Miyake.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Dior Worthy.
Put us on.
I know you said no gatekeeping, but bro, I'm gonna.
Yeah, nah, y'all do everything I do, please, and I promise it's gonna be good. I make some bad decisions. Sorry, mama, but you taught me the right way, so it is what it is.
Absolutely. Shit, man. Well, we know you gotta get going. Appreciate you for coming through, bro.
Of course,
like,
man. It's been
I feel
beautiful.
I feel like we might have to get another one in because we kind of just got like
Yeah.
after the tipping point, you know. And
Yeah, we're gonna talk soon, man. I
Yeah.
appreciate y'all. Like I said, it's love. Let's keep sharing love. Let's keep believing in ourselves and keep being the best we can. I appreciate y'all, Rhythm and Flow.
Yes,
sir.
We gonna close this bitch out. Dior, you know what it is, man. Hey, listen, I'm gonna send y'all my new album. It's ridiculous, and it's about to get crazy. So, love to y'all. We gonna holler at the end of the summer and see how things went. But
for sure.
I think it's gonna be crazy.
For sure.
Absolutely.
We
Cheers,
appreciate
brothers.
you, my boy.
Yeah, facts.
Sir.
You already. Oh, I didn't knock you over the party foul.
Oh, shit.
That's how you know it was lit.
Hell yeah. Well, I just want to give a quick shout out to our sponsor,
I had
Joy
an
Energy
espresso.
Drink, man. Enjoy Energy. Make sure you get your energy from Joy. Enjoy yourself this summer. And of course, Franchise and Sloth Gang Studios. Make sure you tap in with them and get the best studio recording that you can in the city. And one last shout out to Portland Tattoo, man. We appreciate it. And of course, to everybody that's watching this shit, we appreciate you. D Worthy, Inferno, Powers, we out.
We'll see you on the next one, man. Let's get it.